Hey guys, welcome back once again to Jack's Tech Corner and another YouTube video. This video we're just going to touch base a little bit about the microphones I've been using. I've been getting a lot of emails of people saying, Jack, what kind of mics do you use? How do you get your audio out there to folks? And how do you make your audio seem so clear? Well, it's been a lot of trial and error on my part, a lot of spending money, and then I'm going to tell you about how I started to look at this whole thing in another light, and I'm going to tell you about that in a second. The first thing, very simply, is the audio itself. I was told when I started creating YouTube videos some years ago that if your audio is not up to par, people are just going to just bounce. Now, what a bounce is very simply they go to start listening to what you're talking about or what you're teaching, and your audio is so horrible that people just will leave and go find somebody else's audio that's better. So, to retain your viewers, to gain your subscribers on your YouTube channel, you have to have good audio quality. Now, what we're going to talk about here tonight, though, is the microphones I had as I built my way through my YouTube. I don't know if you can call it a career or my YouTube content creation. How about that? Not really a career, because by all means, YouTube is not meant to be a career. It's meant to be that side thing where you have something exciting to tell people and you want to show them how to do something, and you do that. So the first thing that I used some years ago, I told my wife it's very funny to me today. I was telling her this, that I went full circle. I started with a USB microphone. I went to the expenses of all the XLR gear, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And then I came back full circle. And right now, you can see I'm currently using a USB microphone. I just picked this Rode Podcaster up. I picked it up secondhand on eBay. I got a really good deal on it. I picked up the shock mount the other day, and it's just something I've been really wanting to try out to see how it is. How does it sound? How's its clarity? How's the noise? The noise reduction from the sides. Um, you know, for one piece of gear, because you have a microphone on a boom and you talk, you just do videos. I was getting so wrapped up in the audio production part of it and the gear and the cables, and I have to adjust this knob and that knob, that I was losing sight of what I wanted to do the most: create content for you folks out there to watch. That's what I want to do the most. So let's go back to the earlier days. My earlier videos, I started with this Samsung O1U microphone. It's a USB microphone. You can see on the bottom there. It's a very heavy microphone. It is a condenser microphone. And a condenser microphone tends to do one thing. It tends to pick up a lot of room noise. But I use this microphone a lot. I mean, wholeheartedly, I use this microphone. I used to have it on a boom. You might have seen some of my first videos. I had it hanging over my desk, kind of like that. And I would just talk. I would do a video and talk. I didn't have no knobs to adjust. I didn't have anything to worry about audio-wise, because I was producing content. So as long as I talked normal and my speech patterns were decent, you would hear me through this really, really good microphone. You could buy these now on eBay. I've seen these around, even brand new, for maybe $60. It's a great microphone. It's a very heavy mic, but it works very, very well. And it's one of those, I say it like a no thrill mic, because it's USB. You plug it in and it works. What's nice about that is you can take these on the road with you. USB mic, you can take it on the road with you, and you don't have to worry about powering it up. You don't have to worry about taking a mixer or anything. So it's a very, very nice solution. So let's tell you where I went next with this. So next I started doing my live productions, my live shows on Justin TV, and I was producing these live shows. Back this mic up just a little bit here. Seems like I'm eating it. But I started producing these live shows, and I noticed that the audio was not syncing with the video. So the only thing I could figure out was my computer was trying to take the USB audio and the USB video and trying to sync those, and it was just so much process in here. And we're going to see tonight how this recording works. Should be okay on a screencast like this, but when you're doing live production, it wouldn't sync. So I started thinking a little bit, and I thought, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to very simply buy myself a small mixer, which I did. I picked up a small At that time, it was a Yamaha mixer or a Behringer mixer, just a little used mixer I bought on eBay. And I bought an MXL 990 microphone with the pop filter. And I found a very cheap stand for it, a cheap boom on eBay. So I used that microphone for, I don't know, maybe 20 shows or so. And then I started watching Leo Laporte. Now, if you don't know Leo Laporte, go to Twit, that's TWIT.TV. They host a ton of tech shows. And on his show, he said very simply that the PR40 is the broadcast microphone to own. So I looked at him online. I was thinking, well, this microphone's what, 250, 260, 280, something like that I paid. And I thought, well, if this microphone will get me more listeners to my podcast, or if it'll get me more viewers to my YouTube video, I better buy it. So I did. I made that investment and bought that microphone. But the truth of it is, folks, you're not going to get viewers. You're not going to get listeners to your podcast by how much money you keep throwing at your gear. Is it going to make your audio better? Sure, it is. It's going to make your audio better. Is it going to produce better content? No, it's not. Because what happens is every piece of complexity that you built into your podcast or into your YouTube videos, as you build that complexity in, it starts to take more effort and more work to set up and do what you love to do, create content. That's what we want to do as content providers. So so I decided I started watching a news station in the morning, a local Pittsburgh news station, KDKA, if you're familiar with it. And they have the KDKA radio guys on every morning. Well, they all had SM7B microphones. And the SM7B, I told my wife, I said, that's a really neat mic. And she said, I'm sure you'll have one. I was like, I don't know, because it's a $280 or $290 microphone. But then again, thanks to eBay, I found somebody that was selling one. And I got it, probably about $250. So I got a decent deal on it. So I bought that mic. And if you look back through some old YouTube videos, you'll see it. It kind of hangs down from the boom, and it looks like a capsule. That's the Shure SM7B. I used that for quite a while. And then the more I started watching YouTube videos, the more I seen people, broadcasters saying, well, they started talking about these other microphones, the Electro Voice microphones, and saying how wonderful they were, how great they work. And they're right. I mean, they are sensational microphones. So I happened to go on eBay and I was shopping around, and I found this one, the RE320. This is the Electro Voice RE320. So I bought the microphone off a gentleman. It didn't come with a shock mount, so I ended up spending another $90 for the shock mount. They are very expensive shock mounts. And I bought this mic. I've been using this ever since. So I've been using this mic up until the other day when I put this Rode Podcaster on my boom. I've been using the RE320. I love it. It has a built-in pop filter. It works great, and it sounds really, really clean. Now let's back up a little bit, though. When I bought the Shure SM7B before I had this microphone, it didn't have a lot of audio gain to it, and my mixer seemed to be really pushing it to try to get the gain of it I needed to be able to sit this far away even. You'd have to get really close to the mic. So to sit this far away from the mic and relax, it didn't really have the gain. So I looked around the internet and I bought a DBX 286S, and it's a preamplifier, a mic preamplifier. So I bought that box. So now granted, the mic was $250, that box was another $200, and then the room noise started to get a little high with my air conditioners, and I thought, well, I need to clean that room noise up. So I bought a compressor, and that compressor it's a 3630 compressor limiter gate. So what that does, it cleans up your vocals before they get put into the mixer, before they get put back into the computer. So that's what they do. So that overall process, I've spent a lot of money on audio. And, has it gained any more viewers? Not in particular, because I think this, if your audio is even at 80 to 90%, as long as your content is good, as long as you speak clearly, You don't play loud music and type notes on your videos because nobody wants to learn that way. You can't learn that way. It's impossible to learn that way. But take the time and, talk correctly to your microphone. And like I said, I've been enjoying this microphone. This microphone is simplistic. It really is. The Rode Podcaster, you plug a USB microphone into it. I ran it across my boom. I plugged it into the back of the computer into a USB port, and it just simply works. I can just simply talk now and create my content. That's what I've been wanting to get back to. If you can't afford the Rode Podcaster and you don't really like the condenser mic of the Samson CO1U, I also picked this microphone up. This is a Audio Technica, and this mic is an ATR 2100. This little microphone here. It's also a USB and it's an XLR. So if you have XLR gear, if you want to try USB, what this mic is nice for, this is my travel mic. I love to throw this little USB microphone into my laptop case and travel with it so I can talk and I can do, you could even basically do an interview with it. You can talk back and forth. So I'm going to be doing a video, I think, soon. I've been watching videos on how to use your audio from your Mac and your USB microphone and mix that together on the computer. So my goal is this time is I want to mix two microphones and my audio. So if you were broadcasting, if you're recording and you want to record two guests with USB microphones, can you do it? I think it should work out, but I'm not positive, so we'll have to play with that. But anyway, so I just wanted to give you a video tutorial basically on the whole thing is not so much of what I owned. The whole thing is basically trying to teach you about audio, about your microphones. It gave me a chance, honestly, to play with the Rode Podcaster and see how this audio is going to do for this video. But if you're producing content for YouTube, or if you're building a podcast, whatever you're doing, look for decent microphones and, check your stuff. If nothing else, maybe I'll do some videos on how to clean your audio once you do record it, because you record it and you listen to it and you're like, oh, that sounds terrible. Do you re-record it or do you clean it up with the tools built into some of these, like Audacity has a lot of filters and tools. Maybe you would use that. I use them in ScreenFlow. Maybe I want to clean something up. So anyway, that's just a real brief overview of microphones. I can tell you one other thing with mics. Whatever you choose, and I never had one with this one. I never with the Samson I used in my first videos. I never had a shock mount like this, but the shock mount keeps you from getting any desk noise. So if your desk is moving, the idea is these rubber bands and stuff on a shock mount will keep that mic in there and keep the mic moving like shock absorbers. They absorb the shock of the desk. That's exactly what they do. I never had it for this one. I just always used a hard stand here and just had it bolted up on top of my boom like this, and I would just talk and it would pick me up. And that's what I did with you guys first of all when I started my video tutorial some years ago. So anything will cost you money, but don't let the money you can spend overshadow the content that you're creating, and don't let money get in the way of content you're creating. And you'll hear a lot of old-time broadcasters, I guess that's what I am now, old-time person recording these videos, telling you, don't let your Google AdSense thing say, well, I'm only making $3 a month. I'm not making any more content. Don't let that shadow it, because, somebody said the other day, I watched a video, actually, it was very good. The guy said, this is the only medium, and this is the only type of a venture you will ever get into where our job is to create a bunch of free media and give it away, and then things will come back to you later. Okay, this isn't the media where it's not immediately gratification, where you're going to record, put it out there, and somebody's going to pay you $90 to watch it. This isn't Hollywood, folks. This is YouTube. You build your audience, and then your audience will give back to you in many, many, many ways. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial here on microphones, a little talk about mics. And give back to me, the easiest way to give back to me is if you go to jackstechcorner.com and click on the Amazon link if you're going to buy anything from Amazon. So if you're going to buy this microphone, you're going to order a Rode Podcaster today, or the Samson, C01U, or the RE320, or the Audio Technica USB mic. use my link and go there, use that Amazon link, and then purchase whatever you're going to purchase. And that way, that pays it back to me a little bit for these videos. So that's the way you can help out and pay back. It costs you the same, so why not do that? Folks, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you back here next time on Jack's Tech Corner. Bye for now.